support what governments want to do. We cannot do something beyond the government.
No, that is the
That's it.
problem.
That's the approach. Because at the end of the day, who
Yes.
will repay back the money? It will be the government, right?
Mr. Koffi, what we are saying is this.
Yeah.
Government or no government, we need roads, we need infrastructure.
Yeah.
But look at what,
Sure.
Mr. Koffi, look at what is happening. Look at what is happening.
Yeah.
How do they call it? Look at what is happening in Africa. That we receive, uh,
Yeah.
partners give money, either loans, grants, or I don't know. And
Yeah.
at the end, they still give more money for the same project.
No, we only do what we call additional financing when the project is going well, and then we need additional funds because maybe the one we set before is not enough to carry out all the different activities.
Which means
Now, for example, my organization, we don't give money, we don't give additional money to projects that are not performing well.
Mr.
This is a rule. If you don't perform well, we don't give the money. This is the official.
That's the
Yeah.
official position. And now
Yeah.
the unofficial position is that
Yeah.
where we understand that you had difficulties, so come and take more.
Yeah, we know that what we gave you is not enough to achieve the result. So yeah, you can take more and reset your objectives, and then we can give you more money. Yeah, because don't forget that we need to lend the money to someone. So
The
if you
money,
need,
so,
we
so
give you
the money
more.
is there. The money is
Yeah, the money is there. The money is not the thing that's lacks
yes.
is there. So we just need borrowers.
No. This thing is not serious. That could be. Look at the distance between my house and where the burial took place is less than 50 kilometers from
50.
Kuala. Not that
Yeah.
from a
It should be less than 1 hour to get there.
Is that okay? It is
50 kilometers.
yes. It is a minimum of 8 hours. If you are lucky,
Yeah.
if you have a strong engine,
Oh.
you see,
That's too bad.
I had to stop somewhere
Yeah.
because when we were going early in the morning yesterday, the
Yeah.
road was not bad because it didn't rain.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yesterday, when it started raining at about midday there.
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Go,
And
come and see people
yeah.
pushing
Sorry.
their own Mitsubishi. It's
Yeah.
it's complicated. But
Hopefully you didn't get anything bad with the car. At least you preserve your car.
no, Mr. Koffi, we don't say that we go to the garage.
Oh. Uh,
My problem is
no, when we see the time that takes the government to do the official highway from the airport to Yaoundé,
yeah.
we can at least guess what is happening in different regions, like yeah, if for the main roads.
The truth is that the highway Yaoundé Ismail
Yeah.
is a priority. So you can
So this,
imagine those of us here who are not a priority.
yeah, the priority took 7 years. So if it's not a priority, then you will
You have
wait for the next mandate of the president.
Okay. Yes, what is happening? Different regions, like it's so complicated, but I think that we really need something. Mr. Koffi, please tell these people we don't need intermediaries.
They know. You last time we discussed about the objective. They have a different objective than we have. So their objective is something they have to do. And in our objectives, we have other things to do. So if they tell us the truth, if they tell us the truth, the money will be seated there without borrowers. So they just need to find borrowers and then lend the money. I think they know our situation better than we ourselves. We know the continent. They have all the specialists here in Africa. Even specialists for sheep, specialists for let's say trees. They have everything. So they have all the information they need.
The true information, the real information, they have it.
Yeah.
And then
in my own country, we have the French army groups that are there, and they know the territory more than our local army people. They have the different maps. Sometimes you are in your village and then you see a very long chain of vehicles running, and you see you don't know even what they are looking for in that bush.
But they know what they are looking for.
Yeah, they know, of course. That's it.
Don't forget. Yeah. Most of the time, O-R-Y. O-R-Y. Yeah. You don't pronounce that O.
No, the O, yeah. Mandatory.
Mandatory. A-R-Y.
Territory.
Pronounce like this one, secondary.
Secondary. Territory.
Territory.
Mandatory. Territory.
Good. Most of the time, not most of the time, almost all the time.
Almost. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Wow. You sit in your, because this thing is, honestly, Mr. Koffi, what Professor Nichols said in that video about why Africa is still and will always remain underdeveloped.
Yeah.
This guy's village has no natural resource, nothing.
Yeah, they need ours. So
why should they invest there on the infrastructure? Yes.
Yeah.
There is no electricity.
Mm-hmm.
50 kilometers, 52 kilometers from Douala. There's no electricity there. No road, no water. The people have tried their best to make their own local water. We don't know what the quality.
Yeah.
But
so I think we are more lucky, or we are luckier than you. We can say everything about President Ouattara.
Yeah.
But when it comes to roads, even when they don't put the
tar,
T-A-R, tar. Yeah, when they don't put the tar, at least they arrange the roads so you can circulate on it, and we can say almost 90% of the roads in the country are either what they call reprofiled or so you can circulate at least one of them. There are specific ones that maybe because they don't have any politician in the region, then they don't take care of them. But at the end of the day, maybe someone in the region can go and see another one in the presidency or somewhere to at least have it once a year. The road is at least how do you call it? is it profilized?
What do you mean?
When they carry the machines and then they go to
No, graded.
the road.
They grade. They grade the roads.
The grades. Okay. Yes.
Graded roads are
Yeah.
different from tarred roads.
Okay. Yeah. So at least they can do that. They can grade the roads. Here it seems I didn't travel, but per what you are saying, the situation is worse.
Mr.
than
Koffi, this one is
country.
better. This place with a Land Rover you can go. There are parts of Cameroon, not in that Cameroon, parts of littoral region, parts of all region, even central region, where it is practically impossible that the people are kept away from civilization at least 4 months, especially during the rainy season.
Yeah.
Either there is no.
They are cut from other regions.
From other regions.
They are isolated. Yeah.
But my problem is this: if we benefit from, let's say, aid in quote,
yeah.
if we benefit from aid, please let this aid have the conscience.
So you know
that 50 years, 60 years they have been giving aid to the same people. Because there is something that I discovered and I was telling my son today. Apparently, especially in French-speaking Africa, even English-speaking Africa, Nigeria, Buhari was president military president, and now he is still president.
Yeah.
Buhari, this guy, Yaradua, the president who died before Jonathan took over.
Yeah.
Yaradua, Olusegun Obasanjo, the three of them were officers in the army in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s. They are still governing. Look at this Gabon. Look at Gabon. What they call Mba Leon or Leonba was the uncle to Omar Bongo. Omar Bongo was the father to Ali Bongo. Ali Bongo, the father or adopted father to Nureddin Bongo.
Yeah, it's like the power is in the family. So
the power is either in the family or amongst a group of people. A group.
Yeah, it's a very close group.
So when you speak and you ask yourself, how can international organizations like the World Bank, the IMF, all this still be passing through these people?
Yeah, as I mentioned last time, they are looking for their own interest. If the person that is there can protect their interest, why do you want them to remove that person? This is the truth. You see, you can go to some countries and then you see people are saying that no, there is a monarchy or we have dictators in these countries. They are doing well. They are doing better than other countries where they don't say anything, but the situation is worse there. It's because they have their interest and they choose what they want to tell, what they want to say. Yeah, if something is in the favor, then they favor. They don't say anything. But if you go against the interest, then you will see.
That is
In the next 24 hours, you will be either chased by the push, a push or the rebels, etc.
They will overthrow you.
Yeah, they will overthrow you. Yes. This is the game. These are the rules of the game. They take what is good for them, and then what is not good for them, they throw to Africa. For example, you can be in the same situation in two countries. They can decide to act in a country, and in the other they will say, okay, it's a conflict between nationals, so they cannot intervene. This is the let's say the position, and then they take what they want. So you cannot say, why are you playing a role there, and you are not playing the role here. And sometimes it's the same situation. They can react to a situation today. The next day, the same situation happens again. They don't do anything. If you ask them, they will show you a reason for that. So we just need to understand that. And then if we understand, we should fight for our own interest instead of fighting for their interest. But last time we said the cake is there. So those people who should fight for our interest, they fight for their cake.
Which means that, no, Mr. Koffi, when you look at the way the international community, let's put it that way,
Yeah.
which means the countries and their institutions.
Yeah.
When you look at the way they interact with our leaders, you come to realize that this international community is not 100% selfish, egoistic. They give some to our leaders. They give them some responsibility too.
Yeah.
So it is now at the level of our leaders, our leadership, to manage this responsibility.
Yeah, I know that. I think where I don't agree with you is that this responsibility they are supposed to give to our leaders is the responsibility to manage how they can, as far as they don't go against their interest. This is the last condition is what is not good. They should ask our leaders to work to protect our interest, not theirs.
No,
But when they say you have to protect our interest, that is not good. So it's like, yes, you are giving something to someone, and then say, okay, you can keep it. If you are hungry, this is a very good food. But if you are hungry, don't eat. Don't share with your kids. You need to keep for us.
but
You
they're
see,
giving your
and you
own
are in the
share.
house. You have the food. The the children's the children are hungry, but we cannot give them the cake or the food.
Mr. Koffi,
You see, it's like this.
what I have noticed is that they have given your own share before giving you their own to keep. And you have taken your own share instead of sharing to your children, which will also feed them, you take it and eat alone.
Yeah.
That is, I think that is
Yeah, this
where the
yeah,
problem is.
this is the real issue.
This is the real problem.
Yeah.
What are we doing with our own share?
Our own share is not is not enough. So it's only for one person.
No, Mr. Koffi,
For one person.
when you look at this thing, when you look at
Yeah.
that Yaoundé, Malen, Yaoundé, Douala highway, you understand that it is not just the fact that the funds are not there. It is a situation where you see, we should not say bad governance. Because when you say bad governance, it seems as if the people governing us are ignorant. They know.
Yeah. But if I give you some money and I say, okay, Mr. Ning, you need to do this, and that.
Yeah.
And I come after and I realize that you didn't do what I told you to do. what should be my reaction?
Mr. Koffi, look for another person to do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the same person that is there. He didn't do what we wanted him to do. We are still giving him more money, as you mentioned earlier, and then he does what he wants.
Yeah.
It's good, it's bad. We're still giving him the money. Yeah. So
we just make some cosmetic.
Because we want just people to have the money, and we know that they will repay back.
That is the
if they are even if they are not in power, the other people will repay back the money, because it's written somewhere that you owe me that money.
But Mr. Koffi,
And then if I give you the money for, and I tell you that you should reimburse the money in 30 years. In 30 years, maybe you won't be, you will not be the president. Yeah, but because you sign 30 years, before the 30 years, we are still in partnership. And even before the end of this 30-year time, you will be in the need to have additional money, and I will give you more, and then I extend the deadline, and so on. So even in 50 years, it will still the same.
We will still
yeah, exact. It's not today that we will finish this, eh? We are in this forever.
And we are partners. We are partners for eternity.
Exact.
Okay, but do you think that when you look at someone like Ado, and you look at his predecessor, who said yesterday, I'm sure it's yesterday or a few days ago, that after the disputed elections in your country 10 years ago, when the results, the Constitutional Council said he had won, and then the media and others, he had won, that an undersecretary, subsecretary, undersecretary in the USA called him, and for more than 1 hour was telling him that if you decide to go to leave power, we will take care of you. You will select 64 other members of your entourage. And they will live comfortably out of the country. And that they guarantee you that you will be taken care of materially and financially, and that they will give you a job where you can have $2 million at least additional money. But if you don't, they don't guarantee your safety.
You see, they are threatening him. So threatening him,
So when they spoke, when the man was still speaking for more than 1 hour, and Babo hung up the phone. So to hang up means ricochet me. He hung up the phone. And then Hillary Clinton, who was Secretary of State, called. Babo didn't pick up the call. She sent a message, and immediately the ambassador came with an envelope and handed it over to one of Babo's collaborators. And then the next day it was Obama, our African Obama.
Our so-called African.
Which means that this man was only our African Obama when he was campaigning to be president.
Yeah.
And we were foolish enough to be happy. So
Yeah.
my question is this.
Mm-hmm.
The degree of development in Cote d'Ivoire, for example,
Yeah.
after the war, the level of, when I say development, I mean infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's so high. Doesn't mean that Ado has borrowed more or he has used what is available to manage it well so that people can see.
Yeah.
So I don't know, to manage it well for the infrastructure to start coming back to normal. Because don't forget, during the war, much
Yeah.
infrastructure was destroyed.
Destroyed. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
what do you think? What is the secret? Has Ado
Okay.
borrowed much more money or he has well?
Yeah, I think we have the answer in your question, but I will try to give my opinion on this. I think for a country to be developed, we need a sort of peace, a sort of peaceful atmosphere in the country, so that you can attract investors in the country. Because as we discussed last time, we cannot build infrastructures with only public money. We need private sector money to come in so that we can build the infrastructures. So the first condition is that we need to have a peaceful country, a trustful country. So people need to trust in the politicians that are in power.
A trustworthy
So
country.
yeah, okay. So we should have a trustworthy country.
Okay.
So these are some conditions that we need to meet before even we can talk about investment in a country. So the first thing that seems to give a sort of good result to Ado is that since he's in power, that there have been a sort of coup d'etat, a sort of attacks, etc. But there is no big, let's say, operation. Yeah, there is no bigger threat on the country. Like people are doing something in other countries, they are comploting to come and attack the country. We don't have this kind of activity. At the beginning of his mandate, we had this kind of information very quickly, let's say, fighted. So we lived in a sort of peaceful environment in the country. This is one thing. The second thing is that Ado came to power because we have some people or some organization behind him who wanted him to come to power. So those organizations are now keen to help him because they wanted him to be there to protect their interests. In return, they will support him doing what he wants for the country. So this is the number two thing. This situation allowed him to get more investment from outside in the project, from international organizations, from private sector entities, etc., etc. So what is planned were able to be built. What is planned was able to be implemented at some degree because they borrowed a lot of money. And sometimes people were saying that the country is very well indebted. The country is indebted, and maybe will repay this money through 10 or 7 generations. So it means we will be repaying this money for a very, very long time. So people were complaining about that. But they borrowed a lot of money and they came and built what was planned, like the bridges, the water infrastructures, etc., etc.
Okay.
So we can see some results. We can see some results, but personally, I think that they could do more than that. Because when you want to procure something and you give this opportunity to your surrounding, this is not good. We are not sure that is the real price. When you want to do something and you don't do competition, we are not sure that you had the good price for this infrastructure that we built. I can give you one example. We
Yes.
had this third bridge that we are talking about, the third bridge in Cote d'Ivoire, etc., etc. This bridge was, let's say, EPC design. Yeah, it was designed under President Gbagbo by the Chinese,
Okay.
and they proposed a sort of cost for the bridge with a certain model that they had. And when Ouattara came to power, the bridge was redesigned, and then they gave another price that is, let's say, 2 times, 3 times more expensive than what the Chinese
Right.
built or what they designed, yeah, in terms of cost. Because behind that, they went and give the opportunity to other people, like French people, like yeah, European, etc., etc. So if you change this kind of things, and if you do a real competition, then you have a cheaper price, and then you can use the rest of the money to do more things. So they have done a lot of things, but they could have done more than what they did if they have been very transparent, if they have managed very well. So these are some critics that we can formulate against the power. They did something, but they could have done more if they were transparent. They, if they were less selfish. Yeah. So this is what I can say
No,
for the
but
moment.
yes, Mr. Koffi, they were not selfish. The problem is that those who backed him, those who back to back means support.
Yeah.
So back can be a verb and a noun.
Okay. Yeah.
So those who backed him to get to power were either to recover their investment, because
Yeah.
with capitalism, nothing goes for nothing. Every action has a price. So my worry is when you look at all these investments, are you sure that if another person comes to power, investment, this infrastructure will this infrastructure be stable, or another problem will come again where they will divide the country into two and then fight again the infrastructure so that they rebuild it again?
No, at least we have already borrowed the money, so the country will have to pay. I mentioned earlier that even when the president will change, we have to pay. When the president changes, we have to pay the money. This is for sure. So the investors, even if Ouattara is not there, they will be sure that the country will pay. It is already marked in the books. So it's okay. Now, what they want to have is after Ouattara, they need someone that is like Ouattara, someone that can guarantee their interest, someone that they can use for the protection of the interest. If they don't find someone like him, he will stay there forever. But I suppose that one day he will die. So when he dies, they will look for another person that maybe they have started preparing now because they know Ouattara maybe in a few years he can be sick or he can die. So I think they are preparing someone else to come and follow what he started. Let's how to say it. If you don't want to be like what they want, you will never be there. You can be elected, but the next day you will go to look for other things in the bush, uh, meaning that you will quit the power and then they will put someone else. So I think what they want is the continuity in what they have started, how to preserve the interest for a longer time. So if water is not there, they will find another one. We can have a sort of compromise with them, and he can manage the country. But if is someone who is categorically
Oh,
opposite,
yes.
opposed, yeah, opposed to what they want, this will never work for the country. The country will be in trouble again. They will go and prepare rebels in another country, and they will come to attack so that the man who is in power can discuss with them, etc., etc. The time they will take to prepare another one who will replace him. So this is the strategy.
So my worry is this. So what you were saying is that they will blackmail you.
Yeah,
Blackmail me
blackmail.
very sometimes.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you don't want to listen to them and do what they want, they will
Mm-hmm.
blackmail you. And if you don't succumb to blackmail, what they will do is they will make sure that they hit you, they eliminate you.
Yeah.
Good, please, before we continue, let us look at this vocabulary. After under secretary, you have public funds, not public money. Public
Yeah.
funds is
Public
more
funds.
appropriate. Yeah, public funds is more appropriate. Uh,
Yeah.
then a
Trustworthy.
trustworthy government is a government that you believe that they will protect your interests. A trustworthy government,
Yeah.
a trustworthy leader is a leader that you know that he you can trust.
Yeah.
And then uh, if you are a major threat, since Ouattara came to power, there has been no major threat to national security.
Yeah.
Yes, no major threat to national security. Then to plot is comploter. To plot the verb.
Okay.
So plotting, they will start plotting.
Okay.
They
Plotting.
will start plotting against you. And then mandate. Mandate is more like an authorization.
Okay.
Yes, that is why you see when the United Nations wants to intervene in the country, they go, or France wants to intervene in Libya, they go to the United Nations and ask for a mandate and authorization.
Mandate. Okay.
But what you want to say in term manda is a term in office.
Okay. Terms in office. Okay. Good.
The field marshal of Chad, just one term in office.
Yeah.
Sassou Nguesso won the 20th term in office. He has been there for.
Yeah. And lastly, we have the president of Benin,
Yes,
who
that is.
also won a second term in office.
Yeah, that is the new member in the club.
Yeah. And he got I think 86% or something like that. 86. Yeah.
86% only. He was supposed to
Yeah.
consult the gurus.
Yeah.
Okay. So please, to a certain extent, that is
Certain
an
extent.
expression here. To a certain extent means you wanted to say something at a certain level, to a certain extent. Yes, here please. Highly is not the appropriate word. Cote d'Ivoire is heavily indebted. Cote d'Ivoire is
heavily indebted.
That is why when the West wanted to show how generous they were to us, they organized a program to cancel your debt if you are heavily indebted.
Yeah.
And then look at it.
Yeah.
What does it mean? We fought to borrow more to be heavily.
Yeah. Instead of saying that because you are heavily indebted, we don't want you to borrow any money. They don't say that. Okay, we'll cut a little of your debt, and then you will borrow more, so that you can develop your country. It means the interest that they will have in the new money that you will borrow will be paying what they are supposed to cut on your previous debt.
There will come a time when we, the common man, the common man, when we, the common people, will decide that we don't want development again. Put us the money in our hands. We want to develop ourselves. And please, then look at it. If they had been or had managed, we are talking about a situation in the past. You were using if they have been. No, it is not. If they have been serious, this situation would never occur.
Yeah.
Good. So by now, they have started to groom a successor. We'll come back to that. Yes, they have started to groom a successor for the position. It means to prepare. So groom is not only the man who is getting married. To groom now the verb means to prepare somebody, to train.
Okay.
And then I think that's all. Okay. Which means that Mr. Koffi, this our situation like this. We need, because there is something, the cycle. The other day we were talking about the myth of Sisyphus, where he has to push, he was punished to push a rock up a hill.
Yeah.
And come back. And he's still pushing that rock, Mr. Koffi.
Yeah, this is what we are doing. We are doing like him.
And that brings me to two problems.
Yeah.
You think that, and what you just said is confirming the story, the theory. That how do they call this thing? The conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory that Ado is the one who eliminated his successors in order to stay in power, because those successors were not trustworthy, which means Gon Kulibali and Hambak. Yes, they were not trustworthy. Maybe like the field marshal of Chad said, maybe he was not directly involved. Field marshal said that he didn't want to stay in power. He didn't want to go in for a sixth term in office. And he was tired. And he told and then these people came, told him that no, he has to stay in power.
Yeah.
Refused. But without his knowledge, without telling him, they sent a constitutionalist to come and change the constitution. Good. So my question is this. Maybe my worry is that maybe these people who were implicated in Gon Coulibaly's illness and death, in Hambak's illness and death, in Siaka Watao, and even in this man's exile, how they call him, Yom Suru. All of this, maybe even what Ado doesn't know about, doesn't know who did it.
Yeah.
They just did it for him to keep him there. That please, invested in you, not in this people. And that investment has not come back. The returns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You stay there. You stay there until we get the maximum of our money before you leave the power.
I hope you know this abbreviation, ROI, return on investment.
Yeah, return on investment. Yeah.
Return on investment is not yet enough. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you know they spent a lot of money with this mandate that they gave to France to come and put bombs in the country to send Babo outside. To send Babo outside. All this money they need to recover the money. So yeah, it's not enough what they got since Ado came to power. So they need more time.
This is the right expression you were supposed to use to kick Babo out.
Yeah. Yeah. So they kicked him out, and then the new president came. Now he spent only 10 years, and maybe 10 years is not enough to recover all the money. So to recover all the money, so they need more time to recover that money.
An average grant or loan is 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just 10.
Yeah, but I think he will not spend 30 years because he's very old. He has I think 68 years now. He's 68 years old now. So 78. Sorry, 78.
Mr. Koffi.
And we cannot keep him until 100 years.
Mr. Koffi.
Yeah.
If Arikola Biep, who is 90-something years old,
yeah,
still feels that he is young enough, president.
That's this is not true. We can all see him how he works. He's not really in a good shape, but it's because he wanted his revenge against Ouattara. Ouattara kicked him out of the common party.
Yeah.
And then he think that he can do something. So this is why he came. But when you look at him, you know that the guy even it's difficult for him to talk. So I'm not sure at this age he could go there and do something good. But yeah, this is politics. So
Do you know Joe Lembala?
Yeah, I heard about him, but I don't know him.
No. Go to YouTube, look for Joe Lembala where he had an interview with a woman.
Mm.
Joe Lembala says that
Yeah.
même more. You still
Oh. Oh.
people have told him that he is
Yeah.
not only president as but president éternel.
Yeah. It's like Ufoboy in our country. Ufoboy is dead, but if you ask Ouattara, he said he's a disciple of Ufoboy. He's a man from Ufoboy.
Good.
So
So at least today we have looked at how the power play
yeah.
in Africa. And
Mhm.
before we go to our main topic for the day, which is the media, please,
Yeah.
I want you to look at take Libya during Gaddafi,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Libya after Gaddafi, take Rwanda before Kagame, Rwanda during Kagame. I don't know whether you see any, how do we call it, any similarity.
Yeah. No, I think when the West, the West says that a president is a dictator, it means it's a good president for Africa. This is what I think. If they say this president is a dictator, he's mistreating the population, he's doing bad things, it means it's a good president. So you see, when Gaddafi was there, everyone in the world knew that Gaddafi is a dictator. They explained everything on the medias, etc. So it's true that he had a sort of power that he can put on the populations. So the livelihood of his compatriot is good. And this is what we want for our community. We want a good living condition for our populations. So Gaddafi was doing that. Now that Gaddafi is not there, Libya has become a strange country. We cannot go there. There are several entities that are in certain portion of the countries. They control their portion, and it's a very bad situation in this country. If you look at Kagame and Rwanda, Kagame has come to power. He was considered as a dictator at some extent. But now he decided things for his own country. He put the vision there and people follow what he wanted. When there is something that is wrong with someone, he can send the guy, the person to prison to show other people the example. And in this condition, people are very aligned with the vision and they can do what is good for the country. If you don't have a sort of power to a sort of behavior that is maybe near this dictatorial behavior, you will not be able to do things because the West will have to protect their interest and it's what they want you to do. So I think the similarity is there. You need to be very powerful. You need to give your vision and you need to be a little bit dictator to help your compatriot follow what you want, and that will be better for them.
So what you are calling compatriot, your fellow countrymen, people from your country.
Fellow countrymen.
You share compatriot, fellow countrymen.
Yeah, okay, countrymen.
Then you have dictatorial, un comportement, yeah, the dictator is dictatorial behavior.
Dictatorial behavior.
Then when somebody is in his own corner with his guns and his troops, they call them factions.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So in Libya right now, we have a lot of factions that control their own area. And that is not good. When Gaddafi was there, it was not like this.
Good.
Yeah.
Then.
And we even saw people from sub-Saharan Africa who went there to have money, to earn money and come back to their own countries. But now they cannot go there because the country is destroyed.
Mr. Koffi, I asked you this question because as an actor in development, especially for Africa.
Yeah.
Because I don't know whether in your organization you only take care of Cameroon, but I think more than Cameroon.
Yeah.
So, it's a cycle. When you want to shine, they leave you to shine. They even help you to shine. They help you to insult them. And then, from nowhere, they beat their time. To beat your time means prendre son temps.
Yeah.
They beat their time. And when you want to take off and become really independent from them, they bring you and your country back to zero.
Yes.
And then back again. That's what Libya is doing.
Yeah. Exactly. It's
Continue, please.
Yeah, no, I think it's true. What you are saying is the truth, because they want you to be all the time, to be partnering. They want you to be partnering with them for a long time. So if you are becoming independent, it means that you won't need the loans to develop your country, and yeah, so they need to put you in a condition where you will need them forever. You need to go and borrow the money. The money is there. They have a billions of US dollars stocked or stored there. They don't have the resources in the developed countries to invest. So now they need to invest somewhere, and somewhere the good place is, of course, in Africa, where we have everything to do. But I think when we blame those people, we should also, and I think we discussed this last time, we should blame our own um, fellow countrymen here who are in power, because they are those who should think about what is really good for us, like what Kagame is thinking for his own country in Rwanda, and what, for example, other people are thinking about their own countries. So at some point, we need to tell them that, yes, we need you, but it's not all the time. And we need to do a break and see what we can do by our own. But this is very difficult, and we cannot do this country by country. We need to get into a sort of union to be able to do that. Unfortunately, they know that in advance. So even when we are putting together associations or unions, they come with us and they tell us something that maybe is not good for us, just to divide those union members. So you see, it's like we are condemned to be like this.
No, Mr.
Because
Koffi,
everything we wanted to do is
don't worry.
they have planned everything. They
Mm.
have planned our future for us. So whatever you want to do, you will face their strategy.
Look at this expression. These people don't have millions. They don't have only billions, even trillions. They don't have. They have zillions.
Zillions. Okay. Yeah, the money is sitting there. They don't do anything with that. They need to invest somewhere. So those zillions of dollars, yeah,
Look at this.
they need to put somewhere.
We can do it by ourselves or on our own. Don't say by, not on ourselves, but by ourselves. By,
okay.
yes, or on our own.
Okay.
Then never, don't forget, they already know that. They already know that.
They already know that, yeah.
Please, I think, you see, you said something that they will come a time when we need to tell, we need to also prove to them that we are no more babies.
Yeah.
Mr. Koffi, when you look at what the field marshal said, honestly, Mr. Koffi, I watched that interview, I've watched it over and over to understand where I am.
Yeah.
And something came.
You are in Africa. You are in Africa.
I am in Africa that belongs to the white man. It doesn't belong to us. So if they can stand, so he was just telling us that honestly, in Chad, everybody is powerless.
Yeah.
That is, people not only have they planned everything our life for us, but they know that our resources, our account, that it is their right. It belongs to them.
Yeah. It's like they created us. So we are doing what they want.
We must do what they want. You don't do, they kick you out.
Yeah.
Or they send you to an early grave. Yes, they send you to an early grave. Look at Sankara.
Yeah.
What did Sankara want to show us? Have you watched a video where Sankara offered a sheep to Mitterrand?
No.
You need to watch that video.
Okay. Let me note that.
Let me jot that down, please. This expression, let me jot that down.
Okay.
In English is to jot.
Jot down. Okay.
Let me jot that down. So when you are during a meeting, you jot down what people say.
Okay.
Please, Mitterrand start like this. Just when Sankara was making his speech, and I don't know the symbolism of sheep, mouton.
Yeah.
But it means it was very humiliating for Jerome calls it l'employé de cette multinationale, which is France.
Yeah.
One employee of this multinational to be treating the general manager of the multinational
Yeah.
as sheep. That is what is worth sheep. So what I'm saying is, you see, they will look at you. There is a guy I will recommend to you, please.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether you have ever heard this name, but it will help you a lot to whether you have ever heard this name.
Who's Farrakhan? Yeah, I heard about this name, but I don't know who is exactly this guy.
Just get to watch his videos. They are very long, especially his sermons and what he preaches.
Mm-hmm.
He was a colleague of Malcolm X.
Yeah.
In the Nation of Islam. And when the founder of the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, died,
yeah,
the Nation of Islam almost disappeared. It is a wonderful group, a very the most serious black group in America, in the world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because they tell you to your face that you owe us. Don't behave as if you don't know that you owe us. You came and took us from our country. We worked for you.
Yeah.
Your plantation, develop your country, develop many you rich. And then one day you decided to say, okay, you are no more slaves. Where's the compensation? Yes, that's why even in America, blacks are still not feeling like human beings.
Yeah.
How many centuries after slavery was abolished? So that's it. Just check this guy out, and you see, through him, you can train your ears, and then it's so wonderful. When you listen to his interviews, and then it will get you to listening to many other people. Good. Mr. Koffi, what we were discussing, we have to summarize. Is media. When we talk about media, what are we talking about, Mr. Koffi? Because one of the tools for this media, yes.
No, I think media is when we
connection issues.
Have the information among themselves. So if I can give a definition to media, I can say it's a communication tool or a communication means. And then we have, maybe to continue, we have several kinds of media.
Yeah.
I think the most recent one is internet, but besides internet, we have the very old traditional media, which is the written media. So this written media.
The print media.
Print. Okay, print. We have this print media that includes newspapers, books, yeah, and magazines. Is it magazines or magazines? Magazines. Okay. Yeah. So we have print media, and then we have audiovisual media, like TV, radio, etc. So this is the second type of media. And then I think we have another type of media. When I did a sort of research, I was told that we have another type of media that like advertising. Okay. So it's called outdoor media.
Yes.
So when we can see signs outside that inform people about products, etc. So yeah, we can say to summarize that we have 4 types of media: the print media, the audiovisual media, the outdoor media, and then internet.
Good.
So everything related to social media, blogs, etc. Yeah.
Mr. Koffi, my
Yeah.
problem now is this, or my
Yeah.
next question is, how does the media influence us?
Yeah. No, I think, as I mentioned, media is a communication tool. So if you want to give information to a lot of people, you need to use the media, and you can manipulate people with the media. You can sell wrong information among a lot of people by repeating only the same information, even when it is not true.
Uh, yeah, Mr. Koffi's network is indicating here that his internet, his level is good. That's it. The thing is just frozen. Not Mr. Koffi. I suspect it is him. Okay, that's finally disappeared. Man, we need to improve on this lighting. Is it the top? Is it the best? Come on, touch this lighting, but this thing needs to stand in front of me. You understand? I mean, yeah, you people have not even made a comment on my channel. I swear. Yes. Try that this lighting, let us see. Is it all of it? All one? No, this one. Okay, good. No, remove the image. No, but no. This is the good thing is let me see something. No, then the all white is that all? Shift it to what let me see what I do. Yeah. I need another one here. But the first one is here. Direct. So that's what we are. The problem is that it keeps out these shadows on. I hope Mr. Koffi will come back. I think when he comes back, let me know. So they're coming back. Okay, let me this thing. You need to admit, yes. Did I admit? Okay. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Koffi. Oh, where is Mr. Koffi? In the waiting room. Who put Mr. Koffi in the waiting room? How do I do this? No. Hello. Yes, Mr. Koffi, this is the Africa that we are talking about.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Please, there is something
Yeah,
I experienced about a year ago.
Yeah.
I spent 3 months in the United Arab Emirates. Jesus.
Yeah.
Everything there is in order. What magic did those people do? Because I have an image of, let's say, Dubai. Because while there, I visited almost all the Emirates.
Yeah.
And the level of, let's say, development there is just
Amazing.
Look at this word, please. Breathtaking. Amazing is not enough. Breathtaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
People in 1995, Mr. Koffi, they were living in the desert. What I noticed,
Yeah.
apart from the infrastructure, is that the quality of service is just never, I say never, was there power cut, even for 1 second. It is 3.5 months. For 1 second. Never was there, did I open the tap like this?
Yeah. And no water.
Water. Never was there internet cut. Even when you are on a bus,
Yeah.
maybe Abu Dhabi or how they call this other
Dubai. Dubai.
I was living there.
Okay.
So my question is this: what is really wrong with us?
No, I think last time you mentioned the pyramid of Maslow, and you said we are at the first stage. So we are trying to fulfill our basic needs. So we don't have time to do that. We want to get water to drink. They have already water, and they want the better water. It's different from us. For us, even water that is not water that is not good is good for us.
Mr.
Because
Koffi, they don't have water, they don't have rain, they don't have.
No, but they have money to buy it, so they have it. Yeah, they have money. They have the oil, so they have petro dollars, so they can buy everything.
Mr. Koffi will produce that thing more than that.
Yeah, they produced and they have a lot of money, and now they are not at the stage where they are looking for the basic things to cover their needs.
Yes.
They are looking for what is ideal for them. So yeah, now they need the perfection For us, it's not perfection. We just need the basic. We want to eat. We don't have even food here. So if you talk about an internet to someone who is not eating 3 times a day, it's difficult. Yeah, we are far, very, very far from them.
Mr. Koffi, please don't forget this expression. A hungry man is an angry man.
Okay.
A
Yeah.
hungry man is an angry man.
Yeah, a hungry man is an angry man. Yeah.
But please,
Yeah.
I had one of my participants. You know, we used to organize. We started this program in Boya. Boya is the southwest region.
Southwest. Yeah.
And the program was exclusively for you to come and live with us.
Yeah.
So I've lived with at least 2,000 people in my house. From 5-year-old children to 17-year-old people.
Yeah.
From at least 18 different countries of this Africa and in Europe.
Yeah.
That's why when you go to on our Facebook or our website, you will see white woman there. We have had 2 or 3 of them, or people who Luxembourg, Belgium, or France come and stay with us to speak English.
Yeah.
Mr. Koffi, a Chadian who worked with the Ministry of Petroleum.
Yeah.
In Chad, was doing something very, very alarming. That there is an inspector at that ministry who just disappeared. Why?
He discovered something wrong.
Discovered that
yeah.
The meter means the compteur.
Yeah. I know this. We use it in electricity, so I know it.
The meter that calculates, that indicates how many liters or barrels of crude oil.
Yeah.
Crude oil from Doba. So when the oil enters the pipeline,
yeah.
So that meter is supposed to be at the point of entry and at the point of exit.
Yeah.
It discovered that that meter was not really counting. And he studied this phenomenon and came up with a conclusion in a report.
Yeah.
That Chad is counting.
Yeah.
And that is why they pay him. And that Cameroun itself, because Cameroun is supposed to have its own share from that business, that these 2 countries are not receiving even 10% of their normal share. Or you can say of their due.
Yeah.
Of their due means what they are supposed to get.
Yeah.
People call him and tell him that they die on the contributor or destroy it. It interests nobody. And please, because at the end of the day, I don't know whether you understand Mr. Koffi, but at the end of the day, we don't really know how much we get from oil, from wood, from cocoa. If there was a rumor here in Cameroun that in the 90s or 80s, a minister of commerce and a group of people, Cameroun bought cocoa from farmers.
Yeah.
A full ship load of cocoa disappeared. It left Douala, but nobody else knows where it went to.
Yeah.
So coming back to our problem with the media,
Yeah.
you were saying that the media is there as a communication tool.
Yeah.
What is the traditional role of media? Is it to inform people or to disinform people?
Normally we have three roles
Okay,
of the media. The first is to inform. So sharing the information is the first role that the media should play.
okay,
The second role should be education. We can use the media to educate people. So we can share the values, the rules in the community, how people should behave, etc., etc. So they are used to educate people. And then another role is the entertainment. We use these media to entertain people. So if you see things like movies, they are good to entertain people. But the problem is that sometimes media go beyond these roles, or they use this role to do what is not very good for the community. For example, in movies, you are supposed to watch some very good movies on TV, but sometimes you are sitting with your children and you see movies that those children cannot watch. But they are showing these movies on times where um, children are around. So for me, it's not very good because they want us to have this information. They want to work our mind so that we can accept those things that we are not keen to accept. But because they are broadcasting those things every time, we finish by accepting those kind of behavior. So this is where manipulation comes in. They use this to manipulate us. And I mentioned if you watch channels like France 24, they repeat the same information from the morning to the evening. The same information. You can listen it at least 100 times a day. So even if this information is not true, because you have listened it for a long time or several times, it's like it's something that is good. It stay in your mind. So yeah, this is a sort of manipulation. And if they want to show people that you you are a bad guy, you will become a bad guy, even if you are an angel. Yes, this is the role. And because behind the media, there are some people there who are directing them, who are giving them the orientation that they want media to take. So this is the bad thing about media. But normally it should be a very good tool to communicate, to reach out to the to reach out to a number of people, yeah, to the
masses.
population, yeah, yeah, to a very massive population.
Mr.
This is yeah.
Yes, this is the problem.
Mhm.
Do you know of any neutral media that works for the traditional good, or all now have become manipulated?
I think 99% of the media are manipulated. Why? Because there are some people that are behind who pay those who will come, the journalists, they pay them. So if they say something that is not good to the mentor or the guy who pays them is not good. So they show everything that is good in respect to the mentor's vision.
Okay.
For example, if you take our national media, You
Yes.
see the national TV or the national newspapers or the national radio. They just broadcast what the people in power want them to tell. If you take those people in opposition, they have their own radio channels, etc., and they tell what they want people to hear from them. Sometimes a good thing that the power, the party that's in power has done, a very good thing, but the way to share the information makes people understand that it's a bad thing. So depending on where you are, people or where they are, people give the information that they want others to hear or to understand. So it's not neutral. There is no neutral uh, media in this world. Even for social media, that we thought that because it is free, because people can do what they want, the information will be good. But that's not the case. We saw in this test that Facebook can cancel the information that is not good for them, or they can suspend an account uh, for someone that is not in a good relationship with them, etc., etc. So neutrality doesn't not exist in this media atmosphere.
Please let us solve this problem. The ruling party,
Ruling party,
party au pouvoir,
ruling party. Yeah. Okay.
and then suspend, not suspend,
Suspend.
to suspect,
Suspend.
suspect.
Suspect. Okay.
That, that is sus.
Okay.
When you were
Yeah.
when you were listing
Hmm.
the types of media,
Yeah.
uh, you didn't list the entertainment type of media, like movies,
Hmm.
which brings me to something. How
So
does
I think
yes?
yeah, I think for me movies are part of the audiovisual
Okay,
audiovisual yeah media. So this
okay,
is I didn't go in details listing all the types,
okay.
but
All
in
the components
visual
of the audiovisual.
yeah of this yeah I listed the different groups and I gave some examples like radio, TV, but you have movies, entertainment, etc., etc. So and yeah.
What do you think of the a channel? Please, this
Hmm.
thing. Radio is radio station,
Radio station.
TV channel.
Oh, okay, okay.
Good.
Yeah, I remember I said radio channel.
Mm.
Nice.
And then
Radio station and TV channel.
good. And then une émission is a program, a radio program
Pro- Program.
or TV program. And then, as you were saying, each media house has an editorial policy
Yeah. Editorial policy.
based on the interests and vision of the promoters.
Hmm. Yeah.
Or let us just put it the funders.
Hmm. Yeah.
Funding is coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can be is it wisdom? Is you can be something can happen in front of you. You can
Mhm.
be there and then you see maybe someone comes and shoot another person in front of you.
Mhm.
when you go and you have two medias coming to report the same thing, you you will be disappointed, because the ruling party media will come and say, okay, there was a guy who was shot by opposition member, etc. When the guy from opposition, they will come, they say, okay, this guy was complaining because he's angry, the policy is not good, or the politics are doing very bad thing, so they shot him. And it was a military, or maybe a policeman from the ruling party that shot the guy. You see, for the same action, you can see two opposite ways of relating, of reporting this. It's
So look at these three words, Mr.
it's amazing.
Look at these three words.
Yeah.
Policy.
Policy.
Policy is the same as politics, but
Yeah.
in policy is more of the way, the rules in an organization.
Yeah.
Politics is the one that that's the actors.
Mm-hmm.
It's the institution of
Yeah.
where you have to fight for the minds of the people. So please,
Yeah.
you don't confuse. In French, it is politique.
Yeah.
So you have policy, which is the rules of the organization.
Yeah.
Which are the principles of the organization. Then you have politics, which is the business of manipulating people. Then these boys and girls who are the actors, we call them the politicians.
Politicians. Okay.
And we call them the politicians. So,
yeah,
Mr. Koffi, how does the media? No, before I will go there, there is National Geographic, for example. When you look at it, Mr. Koffi, yes, internet is not good to me. It's frozen. We have to do more. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. This time I think you are the one who went off. Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
I try never to be off because I have how do you call it? 4 different connection types.
Okay.
So when they go down all, it means that this matter is serious.
Yeah.
But you know that abnormality.
Yeah.
Living under abnormal conditions is a normal thing for us.
Yeah, we need to bear with it. So
when it is normal, then know that something very abnormal is going on.
Will happen.
Take a channel like National Geographic.
Yeah.
What do you really think is their role? What are they trying to tell us?
No, I think for this kind of channels like National Geographic, they are supposed to educate us, to give us information about what the common people don't know. They try to share a sort of knowledge that we are not supposed to have. So most of the time they do some reports on plane crashes, and they also have channels like for wildlife, etc., etc. So for this kind of channels, at at least we get the information, and it's up to us to, let's say, to consume this information as we want. Yeah, but
Okay.
for those kind of channels, I think they don't work based on politicians' views, etc., etc. If there is any politician action behind them, it has a minor effect on what they try to broadcast. So I think these are educational channels that are good to be watched.
Okay, Mr. Koffi, I've just written, before you read the last thing that I wrote here, please, this word, I'm adding words on, this one is supposed. You are supposed to, not suppose, supposed. Suspend.
Suppose. Okay.
Yes, suspect.
Suppose.
Support.
Suppose.
Support. Support.
Support.
Suspend.
Suppose. Support. Suspend. Okay.
Then read the last sentence I wrote there aloud.
He who pays the piper dictates the tune.
Yes.
He who pays the piper dictates the tune. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that is just to summarize what you said. That each media house has some invisible people behind.
Yeah.
Who tell the visible people, those who sign articles, those who do news reports, or who produce programs, etc., what to do.
Yeah. Exact.
So if a piper here is the musician. So if a musician, you invite a musician to come and sing,
yeah,
he should normally sing what you want to hear.
Exact. Yeah, it's right.
But sometimes it's like,
if you want to have reggae, you cannot come and propose jazz, yeah, or other things.
But there is something that people will consider. There is something that happened in Paris some years ago when Christelle Bongo, the son of not Christelle Bongo, Christelle Sassou.
Sassou.
You know, each of our presidents has a son that is preparing to take over. So Christelle Sassou, they were
to perpetuate the dynasty.
Good. Yeah. They call it dynasty.
Dynasty. Yeah.
So what Christelle Sassou organized, or the government, the regime in Congo Brazzaville organized a concert. And they invited many artists, invited personalities, decision makers, and then there was the crowd, the common man.
It's a mistake. Yeah.
And then they invited, amongst the musicians, they invited the musician who plays reggae.
Yeah.
This guy has his songs that every Congolese loves. But when this guy came on stage, he started the song very well. Everybody knows the song.
Yeah.
And he changed the lyrics. And started singing against the Sassou government.
Oh. And very bad.
You saw embarrassment on everybody's face.
Yeah. Oh.
Say, how long can we still continue to be listening to these Sassou people? Are you the only people in this country? So please.
I'm sure they beated him after the concert.
You cannot beat anybody.
Yeah, it's a country with human rights. So
Mr. Mr. Koffi, why can these countries where there are human rights, why can they not also come here and put these human rights? They instead come and train our soldiers, our politicians to use soldiers to maltreat us.
No, they train them to see or to respect human rights in our countries. But when they go back to their own countries, our militaries and our forces here, they do what they want
And
because
nothing happened.
they yeah. So they gave this training for nothing.
But they continue.
Yeah, it's like yeah, because when they come, it's part of their role. They are playing a certain role. They need to be there to make sure that other people can see that, okay, we are helping the country to fight against uh, um, bad behaviors, racism, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, they are not doing anything because the same behavior states is there. Those who should punish uh, the people who are doing the wrong thing, they don't play their role. So racism.
Good.
Yeah, racism. Sorry.
That's lovely. That's good. Please, Mr. Koffi,
Yeah,
how does the media
yeah,
influence you and people around you?
yeah. No, I think if I take my own example, I think I have a sort of bad influence from media. If um, I take two examples, during the COVID, I spent all my time watching TV, the news that people were sharing about COVID, what to do, what not to do, where COVID is coming from, etc., and how we should protect ourselves to make sure we don't contract COVID, etc. So this had a very bad influence on me. At some point, I was even stressed because I see everyone like carrying the COVID virus, and it's very difficult to go outside and do errands, etc. And later, what they advise us from our company is to limit the the time that we use to watch this kind of program. And when I stopped watching, I was feeling better. It was like I was living without any COVID issues. But every day they say the same thing. They sing the same song. You need to do that. You need to do this. Even if you do that, so it's very difficult. So I think media has a very bad influence on us. The second example is social media. You can see people share information that is not good, is not true. They can say, okay, Mr. Ning went to Boya, he carried some people there, they are coming to Yaoundé to kill people and so on. And they can say this in a way that seems to be true. So it gives the bad signal to people, and then they can create even demonstration, and they can create a sort of fear in the population. And this kind of information, they give a very big stress to people, and that is not good. So yeah, and when I take my phone and I watch Facebook or WhatsApp, etc., the more I stay with the phone, the more I want to look at my phone again. So it's like it's an addiction to this. And even sometimes when I'm going to bed, I use my phone. I check the last messages that I received before going to bed. And this is not something good, because what I learned is that when you are going to bed, if you look at your phone, there are some rays that prevent you to have a very good sleep, etc., etc. So all this is due to the social media that I'm watching on my phone. So I think it has a very bad influence. So what I'm trying to do is to limit the time that I'm connected to this kind of media, being the social media or the traditional media like uh, TV. Last year, for example, every day I watched. I used to watch France 24 to see the news in the world, especially in my own country, etc. But this year I decided not to do that. I can watch France 24 or I can listen to RFE maybe once a week. Yeah, because it's the same information. And if you listen to them, it's like tomorrow you will die. I don't want to die, so it's okay. Yeah. So if I take my own example, I think a lot of people think like me, and they have the same effect on them from the media. So yeah.
But when it comes to values,
Yeah.
to ethics, to values,
Mm-hmm.
principles.
Yeah.
When you look at yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you are a professional, you are an African, you are a professional,
Yeah.
you are
Mm-hmm.
a Muslim, you are a father,
Yeah.
you are a
Mm-hmm.
husband.
Yeah.
When you look at all of this, and you look at the media and the values that the most popular media promote,
Yeah.
what makes you resist? Let's say, for example, uh, Muslims in Asia
Yeah.
are currently fighting against French interests. They are boycotting
Yeah.
things from France. They are doing this, as you say, you have the impression that France will soon end.
Yeah.
My question is around the ethics, the values that you have.
Yeah.
Why is the media not influencing or not pushing you to change? What makes you to resist?
Yeah. I think the the reason why I'm not changing is that I got my education from several sources, and you mentioned some of them. The first is my community, my family, where I'm coming from. In my own community, there are certain values that no one can change.
Okay?
Being uh, media or friends and so on. So for those kind of values, I cannot change, even if you try um, uh, to be persuade no,
To persuade.
persuade me to persuade me to change. I will never change. So this is from my community. The other thing is from the religion, because I believe in something that will maybe happen in the future, and the religion set a certain a certain uh, certain rules that we need to follow. So when I see opposite things on TV that are against what I've been taught, then I prefer to get away from this. For example, in some movies, you can see people showing what we call now the LGBTs. This is not something that I can accept uh, in my community, in my religion. Is not something acceptable. I can tolerate it, but I don't want to be part of it. So I don't want to deal with it. I prefer stay far from this. So if I see something that is not in the right direction, that what I have been taught by my religion or my community, I prefer to stay away from this thing. So I think this limit is what prevent me to be very badly influenced by the medias. And sometimes I have my own way to think about things. So it's not like because a radio station has said something that I should keep this thing for um, coming for something coming from the Bible. So I can have my own.
That I should take it for gospel truth. Gospel truth.
Yeah. Okay. Gospel truth. Okay. Yeah. So it's not like because the evangel. Okay. So I have my own conception, my own assessment of things.
Okay.
So sometimes I have to take things very carefully. Yeah. So this is how I manage to not be too badly influenced by the media. We are.
But Mr. Koffi, we agree.
And yeah.
We see that you
Mm-hmm.
are above the average person.
Yeah.
Because the average man, the common man,
Mm-hmm.
believes what he sees or hears.
Yeah.
That is why when or already has his mind condition
Yeah.
by what he sees or hears or reads. So my problem first, how do you transmit your values, your principles, your vision to your family, especially your children who are not growing up in the community where you grew up?
Yeah.
Have a different perception of even religion.
Yeah.
And are easily carried away. Carried away is just a word like emporté.
Emporté, yeah.
You are easily carried away by the flashy things.
Yeah.
They see on television, in movies, in documentaries. How do you transmit these values to be sure that they continue after you?
Yeah. No, I recognize that it's very, very difficult in the current world because we don't spend too much time with our children, with our family. But the small time that we have together, we need to teach them what we learned from our parents. Yeah. So, for example, when we have our bouquet here, I have suspended some channels.
Suspended.
I have suspended some channels, or I have put codes on them to make sure my children don't watch this kind of channels. You see, you have music channels where people come and they sing. They have video clips with people that are naked, etc. So I don't want them to see or to watch this kind of video clips. So this is one thing. So I try to do what I can do to make sure that they are in an environment where they can keep the values that we try to teach them. When they go to school or when they go outside, they are together with other people who are coming from different regions or different locations.
Different
So
background.
they are,
Different background.
yeah,
Background means,
different backgrounds.
means how families, villages, etc.
Yeah, yeah. So they will be, let's say, influenced by these people. But when they come home, and they even report some actions, we tell them that this is not something that you should do in the future, because if you do that, you will be in this, and we can give them some examples of people who did the same thing and then who are either in jail, or they have had some problems that we can report to them. So all this mean that they need to copy us. We should be the examples. If we are bad examples, they should be the examples, because we think that we are not bad. Maybe we have our bad behaviors. They can see another. We are not perfect. The human being is not perfect, but they should look at what we look at. If we go outside, we don't show people who don't have even money to eat during the day. We don't show them that we have a lot of money, or we have too many rice bags in our kitchen, etc., etc. We need to be very humble. We need to keep some values that will help us become good neighbors in our community. So this is what we try to do. And fortunately, I have a, a, a wife that is very, very strict, and she's very involved in the religion. So she has a lot of stories to tell them, so that they can stay in the good direction when they behave with other people. So this is what we try to do. It's not easy, because despite all these efforts that I mentioned, sometimes when you hear something that they do at school, is not what we talk them. So we try to be very strict, and sometimes we beat them, because this is what we were subject to. When we did something that is not good, we're beaten by our parents. So we need to do the same thing. It's true that in our community they say that people children have a sort of rights. We don't need to beat them. They will be traumatized, etc. We are here. We are not traumatized, but we are beaten by our parents. So we just need to see uh, what is the limit that we should not um, overcome, or go beyond. Yeah, but at least we should punish punish them.
Okay.
Our
Just
parents,
remember, yes,
parents.
parents.
Yeah,
So you said
parents.
something, I added level-headed. A level-headed person, level-headed person is somebody
Mhm.
who is uh, objective, who is
Yeah.
good, who is normal. So
Hmm.
your wife is level-headed, spiritual, and strict. That's what
Yeah.
you do.
Mhm.
So please remember, people from different backgrounds. This is
Backgrounds. Yes.
background. So if I ask you for your
Hmm.
background, you will tell me about your community, how you grew up, where you went to school, what, etc., etc.
Hmm.
So people from
Okay.
background. Please, uh, what do you think when you look at
Hmm.
our communities today, and you
Hmm.
discover that values values contrary to the normal African values of humility, of honesty, of hard work, of I don't know. Those values are no more there. Not that they are no more there, but they are opposite dominate society. I want to take an example, influencers on social media.
Yeah.
You see somebody who calls himself a pastor.
Yeah.
They're doing things that are not related, or somebody who says he's a Muslim.
Yeah.
There's nothing Muslim about him. In public, maybe he's Muslim in but in public, there's nothing. So
yeah,
let us look at your country, Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroun, where you live. This world now is, and those values have been transmitted mostly by audiovisual means.
Yeah.
When you see people who don't work, but they live very opulent lives. Opulent lives means that they live in opulence.
Yeah.
It means that there's a lot of money. You see Molare, or whether it's Mola or Molare, or always sharing money, always sharing money. You see Akutu. And always talking big, big, big.
Yeah.
But my problem is this. That is the media that has changed the way people live, the way people think, and it is impacting on a whole generation, not only of human beings, of Africa, but it has, it is one of the reasons why, you see, people steal a lot now. They don't steal, they don't steal to eat or to take care of their basic needs.
Yeah.
They steal to steal. Somebody steals 50 billion francs inside the Koffi. So my worry is, what do you think is responsible for that? And how can we reverse this tendency? Look at now, a girl walks naked on the street.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. People don't care. A girl will leave the house. A child will leave the house with a mini skirt to go to the shop.
Yeah.
The parents don't care.
Yeah.
So what is responsible for this, and how can we move from that so that we conclude our discussion?
Okay. No, I think I can list 3 main causes for that. The first one is that we are very complex. We think that whatever comes from the West is a good thing. So we copy everything from them. So all these things about the clothes, the way to dress, the way to sing, even to talk, we want to copy those who are in the Western countries. And this is something that was pushed by media. You can see movies and you see how people live in their countries. You can see them on the beaches with no dress, etc., and we want to copy the same thing here. And we copy in a way that is maybe bad, very, very bad. It's worse than what is happening in the countries where we copy. So this is one cause. We copy what we see on the media. The second cause is that now we don't have good examples in the society. We don't have people that we can show as champions of our communities. We don't have people with good values. Now we don't consider people with values, we consider only people with money. If you have money, then we consider you. If you don't have money, even if you are honest, you are a very good person, respectful person, we don't care about all these values. If you have money, then we are okay with you. So this is the second reason. We consider money than the value. The other reason is that our parents in the communities, they have abandoned their duty to educate their children. They have abandoned everything. Uh, they need to teach the values. They don't have time to do that, or they don't want to do that. So they keep the kids to know things by themselves, so they can look at what is happening on TV or what is shown outside, and they copy just what they want to do. The responsibility of the parents is the third cause of this deviation in our community. And then maybe lastly, I can talk about we don't punish those who are behaving badly. There is no sanction. Corruption has destroyed everything. If you have money, if you have done something bad, you don't go to jail because you have money. We don't sanction. So if we don't sanction those who do bad things, why, if I'm there, I see someone who did a very bad thing and didn't be retaliated, why I'm not afraid? Why should I be afraid to do bad things? I can do, because I know that I won't be, there is no trial that I can be subject to. So I can do whatever I want without any retaliation. So these are the causes that bring this kind of behavior in our country. So in our communities. So to summarize, I listed 4 reasons. The first one is that we copy everything from the Western countries. The second is that parents has abandoned their responsibility to educate their children. The third one is that we don't punish those who do bad things. So this is why we are in this kind of bad community.
Well,
Let me stop here.
so what can we do to reverse
Yeah.
the trend? Because the media now is so powerful that it even influences how we eat, what we eat, how we interact. What should we turn off the media like Facebook did?
No, this is a very drastic solution. We don't need to turn off the media. We just need to be selective. We need to choose well what we want to watch or to consume as media. And then we need to educate our communities to tell them that everything that is on media is not true. So we need to discern between what is good and what is bad. So reduce the consumption of the media and be very mindful that what we are watching on media is not always the truth. So we should consider those things with with cautious, so that we cannot consume as they come to us. And then we can also try to vary our types of media that we use. If we use only one type, maybe we are not on the right direction, so we should vary the different types of media. We can read newspapers, we can watch a little TV, we can see some things on internet, etc., etc. By varying all this, maybe we can find the truth somewhere in the middle. So this is something that is good. And we should avoid listening or watching those things that are not useful for us. If you see Apuchu is there, is trying to tell his life, we don't even know what we'll do with his life. It's not something that is good for me. So why do I need to spend all the time watching Apuchu? If it's just for entertainment, there is no problem. But there is let's say a share to do in our time. We need a time for our own thinking. We need a time for watching social media actions, and then we need the time to educate our communities with the value that our parents, let's say, brought us in the past. So we should not turn off the we should not turn off. Yeah.
I agree with you, but do you know that this is part of the plan?
Yeah.
To still keep us where we are supposed to be. Confusion. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Please, have you seen? Just look at the number of people who are connected to live shows by these people who have nothing to contribute in their lives.
Yeah.
And look at, let's take a personal development live broadcast on YouTube, Facebook. You just discover that the Western media has won over. To win over means to completely make us change our minds. Has won over the minds of millions of Africa. Look at videos. I take a video like that of how do they call it? Of look at, there's a group in Gabon, Sean Bryden, of that dwarf. Dwarf is the short man with other people doing things that don't necessarily contribute to anybody's life. You see one of their videos, 15 million people have watched it.
Yeah. Even myself, I watch some of their videos.
Cool.
Or 4 people. Yeah, but what I said is that we should limit this kind of videos. It's just for fun. So we can look at this video, we can watch these videos to just distress a little bit. But when we finish that, we should concentrate, we should focus on our main objectives. The problem is that when we spend all the time on Facebook, on WhatsApp, watching videos, or even watch on TV, you know, the channel E, where they show people live, and I don't know how this will bring something in my life. So
it's the process to brainwash.
Yeah.
I wrote brainwash after opulence.
Brainwash.
Brainwash.
Yeah.
Brainwash means lavage de cerveau.
Yeah.
Good. Then the moral decadence. Moral decadence is
moral decadence.
good morality is sent into the dustbin.
Yeah.
And what do
Yeah.
we indiscriminately consume? We indiscriminately consume audiovisual material from all types of media outlets.
Yeah.
And you saw when you watch the video on Facebook, you saw there how Facebook's preoccupation is to capture, increase the time we spend on Facebook.
Yeah.
That is one of their dreams, to make us spend all our time.
Yeah. Instead of working,
Good.
yeah, we spend all our time there.
Ask ourselves, how does this add value? How does it add value to our life?
Yeah.
And I think the main problem is time management.
The management, yes.
And lack of a vision. Lack of a vision. Lack of a vision. Lack of vision by everybody. Each individual must have a vision.
Yeah.
And a plan to accompany that vision. A plan of action. But
yeah.
Most of our children, you ask them, what do you want to become?
They don't know.
Because that's what
life will give them. They want to be rich.
That is the have much money.
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Mr. Koffi, for this 100.
Thank you. Yeah.
That we have spent together. I think it is getting better. And to a certain extent, this is, how do they call it? This is Clasico now, Barca, Real Madrid. But they have been training. They have been training for many years. So training, and then we come now and play the match in public. It's really, really impressive. You can have an exchange like this for more than 2 hours, and then the mistakes, especially the pronunciation and vocabulary mistakes, are reducing. And then there's something, the time to chercher le mot.
Yeah.
Completely disappearing. It just comes out, and that's the first attitude is saying it wherever you are, find the opportunity to say it. So that's, yes, we will still have another session next week, but it is up to you now. Just prepare. I don't know whether you saw what the questionnaire for end of.
Yeah, I read it.
Okay. So can you when you are ready, you just let me know.
Okay.
Yes. So that
and
not a presentation. It will be a discussion.
Okay.
Yes, but the questionnaire will guide us, and then maybe your biography. Then we move from there. Your studies.
Yeah.
We move from there. Your professional life. We move from there, and then a topic. And I know in your organization, why are you specialized in energy, solution energy, and why?
Yeah.
Why are you specialized in that? Did you study that in school, or you have experience in that?
Okay.
So we'll look
I will.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. I will draft something about that. Yeah, I'm specialized in this because I studied this, and I have been working in the same area for many years now. So yeah, this is why.
Okay, so that would be your topic. Energy, reliable, quality, energy.
Not in Cameroon in general, or in Cameroon, because in Cameroon it will be a nightmare for me. No. I'm kidding.
These guys are,
It's almost the same thing in every country.
Mr. Koffi, these people are ruining our lives. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I have a lady who is, she took part in this program in 2017. This woman lives in Marwa.
Yeah.
She is the president of an association that brings together more than 10,000 families.
10,000.
More than 10,000 families, villagers.
Yeah.
Who produce, so our association trains these people to produce better quality crops.
Yeah.
And they now bring and sell to our organization. Our organization transforms these crops, so those people are shareholders. This organization transforms those crops and sells these crops on the market.
Yeah.
And one of their clients is Guinness. When the Guinness buys sorghum, Guinness is not obliged to buy sorghum, treated sorghum from them. But Guinness is doing it as part of its corporate social responsibility.
Yeah.
To help these farmers, because the story is good. These farmers are now organized. They know. But look at it. Look at it. For the past 3 years, this woman, just the amount of money she spends to repair her machines. When power comes, energy comes sometimes and in the middle of the night.
Oh my God.
Our workers are sleeping. They come to work.
Yeah.
And stay there. She cannot use the generator because it is very expensive.
Expensive, yeah. Because of the fuel.
So that is just one life that has an impact on more than 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And energy, reliability, and quality. Because let's just come sometimes like this that could be and go back.
Yeah, I think in the next 5 years, the company will be working to solve all this.
These people will die. Their children will not go to school.
No, they stayed in this situation since or they are in this situation since the 60s. So they can wait 5 years.
Oh my God. 5 years there will be another pretext.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
Okay, Mr. Koffi,
okay.
Thanks very much for the sacrifice.
Yeah, I have a question. I know for the group where I am, for example, you are preparing another group, or maybe you started already with them.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay doing this class with you, maybe up to the holidays. So for several months. Yeah, I want to keep it running. So how can I manage for that?
Mr. Koffi, let's discuss this next week. We'll discuss.
Okay. Yeah.
As they say in
okay.
French. As they say in French, 4 and 10.
Okay, no problem.
No problem. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
I'll say hello to Madam and the kids.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, have a wonderful.
Have a good night.
In a week, we'll talk either on
okay.
WhatsApp or
okay.
each other. Thanks very much.
No problem.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Yeah.